Hello everyone, it's Autumn with Stamping Ave. We are going to get started here in just a few seconds. I think I have everything together, even though I felt like it was a little crazy today. My little guy came home and he's doing good. He's up there snuggling his daddy at the moment. And so I have all of the pieces that you're going to need tonight, and this is the card that we're going to go ahead and color and assemble. So I'll just go through the list real quick. What you need is your card base, and really you can do any kind of card base you like. I prefer this opening, so you have your 8.5 by 5.5. And that's scored at 4 1/4, which is the middle. And you can orient your card this way or this way. So we'll put ours together the other way. And the cardstock, I already told you about that. Then we're gonna have the designer paper. I like a pretty plain, basic layer. This one just has some dots, and this is a 4 by 5 1/4. And then on mine I used 4 different colors, designer paper. You could use all the same and just have different parts of the paper if it's shaded. And these are 3.5 by 1 1/4. And then I have my label, which I've already stamped, and what is being showcased tonight is this beautiful Sale-A-Bration freebie that is the Hello, or Friendly Hello stamp set and paper. So you can see all the papers here. They're 12 by 12. And the stamp set has, hope you have the best birthday, hello friend, you have my love and support, you have flowers, some sprigs, some splatters, and the bird that we're using with the flowers. We'll be coloring that in here. I went ahead and colored my bird with the 2 different tones of crumb cake. Let's make sure I have crumb cake. So this is my dark crumb cake and my dark crumb cake. That's not gonna work. Well, we'll get started with it anyway. I'll grab my other one. Then I have the pool party, and I just grabbed the light one. And for the center of the flowers, the daffodil delight. So I stamped my image with the Memento ink. I really recommend this when you're using your blends, and I did it just before I started here so that I could let it kind of set up. Sometimes I feel like when you use blends, if you just stamped it, it can bleed more than it should. And then after I'm done coloring, we'll go ahead and put the little splatters on. So I do like to start with my dark color when I am coloring in, and what I'm gonna do is use the bullet end. These blends come in 2 color packs, so light and dark, and then there are other specialties that are available. So I'm just outlining my wings messy, like it doesn't even matter, because I think that this looks nice dark. And then also the belly. So you can see I put very little effort into getting that colored. Now I'm just gonna make sure I get a little color on my branch too. Not a whole lot. I do try to stay in the lines, but I got a little outside. Whoopsie. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and use the brush end for the flowers. It'll go a little quicker. I'll probably do 2 layers of color So I probably could have used the dark, but I just grabbed out the light. I have a cute little box from, I think it's Home Depot. I found it in their organizing section. I was like, oh, this could work for my markers. And I probably shouldn't have gotten that all the way in the center. Pretty straightforward for that. And I think I'll go with the bullet end on this one. Something to keep in mind as you're coloring with these blends is it does like to bleed through, and that's okay, but just make sure you know what it could get onto. So I always have my mat right underneath, and let me grab out, hopefully my light one is close by. There it is. Light crumb cake. So now this one, I like to color in circles, and what I'm doing is getting it wet where I already used the dark. And the wetter you get it, the easier it will be to blend the dark and the light. And as it blends and you add more colors, and it dries, then you'll kind of notice there's color change from dark to light. So I'm pretty happy with that bird. It's a nice dark upper spot there. Now we can go ahead and just kind of let that dry because it is a little juicy now that I've colored in and blended with that. So we can start with our paper. I have already scored and folded. I'll use my bone folder to make sure this is good and creased. Then I will be using my green glue, mono liquid glue. And I'm starting with my main layer. And then I just kind of want to play with this. Don't there we go. And then I just kind of alternate who's on top and then zigzag my pattern. I like the feel of that. Keep in mind that I'm going to be, oh shoot, I should have put my ribbon on. I'll have to make an adjustment. So the bird we're gonna try and do this way. So it doesn't matter that there's this huge gap right here. We're just gonna layer that on, and I like how those are going. So I'm gonna leave them there and kind of go one at a time. And I really like staggering them, making them like purposefully look messy, almost thrown on the paper, which if that's not your thing, you can line them up precisely and nobody will know. Lots of fun colors in this beautiful paper. So the way to get this lovely freebie is, there we go. Whoops, I dropped out for a second. Hopefully you're still with me. And then I have my designer paper all glued together. Now I'm going to use my dimensionals to pop up my bird. You really could use many other sayings as your sentiment or focal point. could be something fun. And then since I did already stick this down, on this copy I had wrapped it around my designer paper before I stuck it down, and it looks nice, but I don't have that opportunity, so I'm doubling this up. I saw somebody else do it and I really liked it, so I'm just gonna tie myself a bow. So I make a loop and then I go around it when I'm making a free bow. It's supposed to be wrapped around something. And then I adjust and tweak it as I can. I don't want super huge loops, so I'm gonna pull my tails and then tighten it back up. Use my snips. And I think I have some pretty good length on this, but I do want them to be a little more even. Let's see here. Not having it. Okay. They're not too bad. Just trimming those up. And then I can go ahead and use just kind of little glue dot. I'm gonna fluff my bow too. Sorry if I'm doing that off the screen. Just to give it a little more life. Separate those loops and use my mini glue dots. Remember, the Stampin' Up! Ones are on the roll, not on the sheet. Pick that up. And then I'm just gonna have it down here in the corner since I was so eager to stick my stuff down. And there we have the horizontal card and the vertical card. So I got excited and forgot my sprinkles, and now that I have dimensionals under there, I'm probably not going to go back, but you know what? I can make do with my dark crumb cake and just kind of make my own sprinkles. Splatter, sprinkles, however you feel like calling it. And I'm okay with that. I like it. It's a versatile card that you can use for many, many occasions. I just want to show you a few other cards that I created using this same bundle. So, get these out of the way. Here I have used the Hello Friend and some of that pretty striped paper. And then this, I actually stamped the flower onto the designer paper and fussy cut it out. This is the same layout with the paper at the bottom, a ribbon across, but I chose to use bling to kind of pull out the sparkle from that ribbon. And then I went a little bit softer and did this monochromatic card. I really like how it is simple yet sweet. This is kind of like last week's, stamping directly on the designer paper, which is my main layer here, wishing you a happy birthday. And then this is my last one. I love to do this back and forth with the ribbon. I think it really shows off how pretty the ribbon is. And then I pulled out the gold in that, showing that off. Hope you have the best birthday. And so with all these fun cards, the best way to go about earning this set free, and that includes the stamp set and the designer paper, is by placing a qualifying order of $100 before the end of the month. You can visit my website, www.stampingave.com, and the hostess code will be available there so that you can also earn a free card kit in the mail with the order as well, and that is my way of saying thank you. for placing an online order. So I hope you had a great time during the Sale-A-Bration special. Next month, for March, I'll be featuring designer series paper, so you might see this layout, one of these layouts again, and I hope you'll join me next Thursday, and hopefully it'll be in the morning at 10 o'clock so I can have everything out on the web for you to see later on in the day. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.